Hi guys, I'm Rihanna
And I'm Francis
of
of
Financially
Financially Flair.
Flair. So today's video is going to be about our third blog post concerning the essence of time. We all have it, we all waste it, and so we are trying to become better users of the time allotted to us in a day. We all have the same 24 hours, and so in this post, we kind of talked about time. And so, one of the points that we want to kind of drive home is for us, like time to read. I think prior to being more aware of our time, we weren't really big readers. We used to read, but not nearly as much as we read now. And so we find ways to read through our commutes to and from work. Maybe when you wake up in the morning time, instead of grabbing your phone and making that the first thing that you go down and read, we choose a book, like a physical book that you can listen to. And I kind of want to get into the negative effects of waking up the first thing in the morning and grabbing your phone and answering emails or answering text messages that you've gotten over the night. Research is showing that when you have that type of reactive activity when you first wake up in the morning, it sets a tone for the rest of your day. And I was actually sharing this information with my dad because he definitely, as soon as he wakes up, the first thing he does is checks his phone. And I was noticing that pattern for him, and I would just kind of discuss with him, hey, when you first wake up, your brain is not really awake. So when you train it to, I'm gonna check that email, I'm gonna read that text message, you are reacting, and you spend the rest of your day reacting to information, and you don't get to be in as much control as if you kind of slowly grew into your morning. You get what I'm saying? So we wanted to kind of share that, and you can look up these studies on Google. You can search phone usage when you first wake up or something along those lines, and it can be helpful for you.
Um, I think for me, when it comes to reading and the use of my time, it's been a very troubling effect based on my environment. So, growing up as a kid, I enjoyed reading. I wanted to read, but it was not something that was like really encouraged. And so it was strange until I lost the love for reading until about 3 years ago,
I believe so.
that I really got back into it, because I realized that was the only way out if I needed to increase my um, intellectuals and to really be on the same page in terms of where I wanted to be mentally and everything else that I was looking for. And so I found those through reading, and reading has become a mentor to me. I have a
Yes.
mentor, but he reads as well. He reads as well. But the books has also become a mentor for me because I get to learn a lot, to expand my mind and my viewpoint and worldview in terms of how I think about things.
Yes. And I know yesterday I actually read a post for a guy who says he hates seeing those posts that say, well, the wealthy read daily and things like that, because he's also about 2 years out from being a millionaire, through like his investment strategies and things like that. And he's not a big reader. And I say to this, what you use your time for is your business, right? We are not telling you you should just go out and read 100 books in a year. What we're sharing is our personal use and awareness of time, and how finding those moments in every day to start reading and learning more helped us grow as a couple on our financial journey. So that's the point of view that we are coming from. But we are in no way telling you that if you find time in your day, you should read. Maybe you don't learn through reading on a piece of paper. Maybe you learn through listening to a video or listening to an audiobook. We listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
I listen to audiobooks more than I physically read books now. And I wasn't even an audio learner, or at least I didn't think I was until I incorporated them into my day. So, and it may not be a book. I listen to podcasts daily. And that's something that has, wow, increased my knowledge so much, just by listening to other people discuss things. So, we're just bringing your awareness to the time that you could use to learn something. Even if you learn it through a YouTube video, that's okay too. So yeah, the next point we wanted to talk about with time is that it does not discriminate. Black, white, whatever your flavor, it does not discriminate. We all wake up with the same amount of time in a day. And that's the thing about it. It's almost like it's the one thing that's fair among everybody. We all have the same amount of days allotted in a day. I mean, we have the same amount of hours allotted in a day. So time is really dependent on the user. How you spend your time in the morning versus how I spend my time in the morning looks very different. We don't have the same morning routine at all, actually. And you find value in waking up, setting a 30-minute timer, and reading in the morning. That's where he finds value. I find value through waking up. I have a specific morning playlist that I play, and I use that time to meditate, or I use that time to go through my morning routine of taking a shower. I kind of like dance in a shower and just kind of wake myself up through music and things like that. That works for me. That sets my rest of my day, and I feel like I'm in control. So we use our time differently, but his use of his time versus my use of my time, it still creates value for both of us. You get what I'm saying? And so time is dependent on you. It's dependent on how you use it. And so a point I want to make here is like, if someone says an example like, we both have the same 30 minutes lunch break, and I chose to watch a video on how to market my business, and my coworker chose to scroll on Instagram on the gossip blogs. So I'm better than my coworker because I chose to learn. That's not accurate in my opinion, because that may bring value to her the same way me learning to market something for my business brings value to me. And time doesn't judge either of those situations. You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's not like a judgment thing with time of like, I'm a better user of time and things like that. Time doesn't care about how you use it, so long as you're using it to provide value for yourself and for your life. So that's kind of like another point I wanted to make about that. The third thing I wanted to bring up was, there's no time like the present, right? Don't we know it? So how you choose, like when we tied into money and investing and starting our financial journey or paying off debt, now is literally the only time that you have. Like, this is the time you know for sure that you have. So starting it right now would be helpful for you. I know for me, I began my financial journey, and what I mean by that is I began investing into a 401k at work at age 24, and I believe you were,
I think 26.
right.
Yeah.
And so we both began at different times, but I have had that time on the market to be able to see that money kind of grow. So over the last 5 years, every paycheck that I was paying into it has obviously grown. And even this was before I even knew about financial journeys. I didn't even quite know what a 401k was. I just knew that my mom said, hey, this is something you need to put your money into. And so I followed her advice. And so with that advice, I've had time on the market. So let's say I didn't start at 24 and I started now. I wouldn't have that little nest egg that I built over those 5 years. The time was going to pass anyway. I always tell people, when you're going to do something, do it, because the time is going to pass whether you do it or not. You get what I'm saying? So that time and understanding how time in the present form is what you have, and it's that gift to be able to start your journey and to take advantage of that, you really want to tap into that, guys. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rihanna touched on the fact that time does not discriminate, and that is very true. Regardless of which side or part of the globe you find yourself, you still get 24 hours, you know, and so it's dependent on how you use it, and there's no judgment in that. It's completely your choice. However, just know that you'll be paying for it, whatever it is, at the back end. Um, Time is like you paying an interest on a capital. It's either you're going to pay it now or you
Yep.
pay it later, but eventually you will pay it.
You
know.
will.
And that's the part and the great thing about compounding interest. So whatever it is, you will pay it at some point. In terms of time and investing and really understanding what really makes you rich, it's time. And like Rihanna said earlier, if you're going to do something, just do it, because time is going to pass anyway. Um, in terms of investing, is the time that will make you rich, because time spent on the market, time that is used to learn and invest, or adds up as you go, you know. And so time is very important for all of us. It's just we finding a better way to be able to use it to our advantage. And that's what sort of this whole post was about. There's no judgment in here.
No.
It's just we sharing our views and what we do with our time, and hopefully that inspires you to be able to use your
Yes.
time and use it to your abilities and develop your abilities
Absolutely.
and to become better at whatever that you're looking for. And saying that, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening, and keep up with Financially Flair.
Because we'll get you financially there. Thanks so much, guys. See you soon. Bye.